So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Vishnu Dutt, and today we are going to start our first session on campus network design, absolutely from scratch. Here is the agenda, what we are going to cover in this session, and overall as a part of this series of 5 or 6 sessions, which are upcoming over a period of, you can say 2 weeks. We will be talking about network design and whether is it difficult, right? We will be talking about it. We will be talking about why big picture is important. Believe me, I have a story around that and you would love it. We want to include some of our curious character because managing such a huge audience is going to be difficult. I can see around 200 people who have already joined, right? So instead of saying you all ask question, these are the two characters which will be asking questions, but I'm not saying that you cannot ask question. You just need to raise your hand, and during the session, whenever I see a lot of hand raise or maybe few hand raise, I will stop the session and will take your questions. But because we have a huge audience, I would request everybody, before asking or before unmuting yourself, just raise a hand. It is my responsibility, it is Nandini's responsibility to answer maybe all of your questions, maybe not now, not in the session, but we will try to answer all the questions you ask. We will be talking about today an enterprise network journey because it is very important to understand campus network and where exactly it fits into the total network, right? What is the meaning of total network? I will be talking about it. Then we will be talking about what exactly campus network is. We will be breaking down the campus network design, right, into several pieces, and we will talk about them in upcoming sessions. We will be talking about what should be your course expectations, right, from these 5 or 6 sessions, and what are the prerequisites for it. Believe me, there are not much prerequisite, but we will see this, and then we will try to build a campus network for 10 people. If you give me your next 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes, believe me, you will have a good understanding of all the topics which I have written here. You will be pretty good understanding of what exactly an enterprise network is and where campus networks fit into it, right? So this is the whole sole agenda of today's session. As I mentioned as a first point, whether network design, is it easy or not? Let's talk about in our first board, which is the definition of network design, right? Let me read it for you. Network design can be defined as the philosophy that drives how various component protocols and technologies should be integrated and deployed based on certain approaches and principles to construct a cohesive network infrastructure environment that can facilitate the achievement of technical or strategic business goals. Believe me, when I was reading this definition, no way I could have said that network design is easy. Means after reading this definition from one of the famous book, I was just thinking in my mind, "Are bhai कहना क्या चाहते हो?" Right? So don't worry about it. We won't be using such big definition. We will try to understand everything from scratch, from simple terms. And once we are done with the campus design course, I think this definition is going to make some meaning for you. But now, means if you read it first time, I know that there are many people here who are proficient in network design, and for them this definition might be easy, but for me and for many people this definition doesn't make sense when you read it at the first time. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you that network design is not this much difficult as it is looking from this definition, right? It is rather easy, but to understand network design, maybe the enterprise design or the campus design, you should understand the big picture. And now the question is, what is the meaning of big picture, right? So for that, let me take you to the next board where I have a little story for you, right? So there is a philosopher, right, who was just visiting this construction site, and then he saw 3 different workers working there, just like we are working on a project. These 3 engineers, the construction engineers, right, or you can say these engineers are working on the construction site, and then this philosopher talks to one of the guy and he's asking what you're doing, right? And this guy said, I am working with this brick, right? I'm shaping it, and basically it is very, very important for me because I want to earn money, so I'm just shaping up this brick. Philosopher didn't get a proper answer for that, and he didn't understood the answer also, right? So he just moved to the second guy right here, and he asked the same question, right? What exactly are you doing? And this man said that I am shaping up these bricks, right? I am collecting them and making a great wall here, right? And I need it because I need to earn money for my family, definitely, right? Because they are on the job, just like we all do, right? Again, the philosopher understood the answer, but he didn't get much. So he asked, and he went for the third guy, and he's asking, "Hello, mister, what exactly you are doing?" And this guy is saying, "I am actually shaping this brick to build a building where lots and lots of people are coming, right? Coming for their job, right? And by doing that, by putting all these bricks, by making a wall, by making a building, I am actually contributing to economy of my nation, India, right?" See the answer. Of course, this guy also wanted to earn money for his family, but along with that, he is just passionate about that how his work is contributing to a lot of people's life, right? And that is where he is more attached to his work. He is not working on a single piece of a brick. He is not working for just earning money. He knew that his work is going to impact life of so many people, right? So the whole sole point is three people working on the same thing has different answer for the same question, right? And here is the point. Once everything is done, here is the building, which is on the right hand side of this picture, and lots of people are working. And of course, this building is contributing into economy of India, which was the vision of this guy, right? The whole sole point is that, of course, you are not the one who can complete this entire building, right? But you should understand what exactly your work is and how that work is fitting into the complete picture, right? If you understand the complete picture, if you understand the big picture, I think you get more belongingness to this entire process. You feel more connected, right? And you know that how my work is going to change or contribute to a bigger goal, right? But why I'm talking about all these things? Please try to understand that we all know how to, just wait a minute, guys, I think. Yeah, we all know about TCP/IP OSI model, right? But what is the big picture of TCP/IP and OSI model? The TCP/IP and OSI model just want to send data from one computer A to another computer B, and that is why they have built different layers. If you talk about TCP/IP, it is going to have physical layer, data link layer, network layer, and then presentation layer, right? Sorry, not presentation. Basically, a network layer, then the transport layer, and then the application layer. But the whole sole point is the TCP/IP guy has a vision. The big picture is to just send a computer, just send some information from computer A to computer B, and all these are modules, and people were working on these modules, right? Again, the point is that if you are working on this piece of a puzzle, right, and if you know that you need to make a big human face out of it, and you know that this piece is going to fit exactly into the nose or maybe eyes or the lips, if you understand the big picture, you know the importance of your work. You know where exactly my work is fitting, right? And that is how we work on different projects. For example, people come, right? Or the customer come and they say that we need to build the complete network for them, right? And people say, some of them are going to say that I am working on the IP schema. Some will be saying I will be working on the HSRP protocol. Some will be say that I will be working in the OSPF routing and all, right? These are the individual pieces. Some people say that I will combine them and create a big network which will, right, which will reach or which will satisfy the customer goals. This is the whole sole point, right? Big picture is absolutely important. And that is why I want to explain you first this whole sole course, or you can say the class of 6 sessions, right? Or the course of 6 sessions, we will be talking about campus network. But what exactly this campus network is? Believe me, it is just a piece of a network, which is a part of a bigger network. And we call that network as enterprise network. We need to understand, right, what exactly this enterprise network is, the complete picture. And then we can talk about that how our campus network is going to add some value into enterprise network. Although campus network designing is made of a lot of components, and we will be talking about it, right? But first thing first, because it is a part of big picture, let's understand the big picture, which is your enterprise network, right? And to explain that enterprise network, I have these two characters for you, right? Number one is Anjali, number two is Rahul, right? I think नाम तो आप सबने सुना ही होगा. These are the famous characters from one of our movies, right? Blockbuster movie. And here Anjali and Rahul work in an organization. This organization is fictitious. Its name is Sports India Private Limited. What exactly Sports India does? It creates, it manufactures, it produces lots and lots of sporting goods like cricket bat, football, ball, whatever you say, right? And it is having presence in all the cities of India, right? And Anjali and Rahul are working there as a network engineer, right? Both having just 2 years of experience. Rahul is very good with respect to technologies, right? Like he understands VLANs well, he understands HSRP well, right? SDX, a lot of things he knows, right? Bits and pieces. Anjali also knows all those technologies, but along with that, Anjali has one special skill. She tries to understand the big picture of everything, right? And I will show you that how this extra thing is going to help her a lot in understanding one of the most complex things, right? So these are the two characters which are going to be with us in this complete journey of this course, right? And now, after spending 2 years in Sports India Private Limited, these two guys want to learn design, and they have started the journey with the campus design, right? And that is where Anjali is suggesting Rahul, Mr. Rahul, if you want to understand a new thing, just see from where exactly it has come from. Just try to understand the history, just try to understand the journey of the technology or whatever you want to learn. And that is why Mr. Rahul is asking, if that is the case, do you know about the journey of Sports India Private Limited? And Anjali said yes. And how did Anjali know? Because she understands the big picture. She understands from where Sports India, because if you consider 2007, and Anjali is talking about all these things to Rahul, that in 2007, Sports India had just 10 employees, and now the count of employees are 50,000, right? Consider the scale. In 2000, only 10 people were there as an employee, right? As employee. Maybe the founder is there, right? And 2 or 3 another important people, right? But now in 2024, we have 50,000. As a designer, do I need to understand the business of Sports India? It is always good to understand that what exactly customer is building, what the priorities of the customer, right? But without taking name of a lot of things, we just want to understand the concept first. So in today's session, I will be introducing some of the concepts with respect to business also, right? Because as a network engineer, you need to understand that. You need to understand why or what is the mission of the customer, what is the mission of, or what is the mission of the company, the goal of the customer. You need to understand it, because if you understand that big goal, then you can align your design with that, as simple as that, right? So these two characters are going to be with us. These are interested in learning campus network design, and we will be learning along with them. Having said that, Anjali is starting a story of enterprise network absolutely from scratch, and that enterprise network is nothing else than her core company, which is Sports India Private Limited, right? So here you go. In 2007, how did Sports India looks like? Sports India looked like this. 10 or 12 people are sitting inside a single room, right? If you're thinking that, Mr. Vishnu, whatever you have written with this red color, it doesn't make sense. We are not able to read. So basically, these are not for you guys. These are for me, right? Because it is going to be a long session, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes. So I need to align myself, right? So if you are not able to read them, this one, it is perfectly fine. No worries. This is not for you. This is for me, right? For you, we have all the beautiful pictures, whatever we have here. So here we have this single room, and in this room we have people sitting who are working on their laptops, and I can see that there are some servers also, some printers are there, right? And lots of whiteboarding. So what these people are doing here, these people are building an organization right now. If I talk about 2007, right? 2007 and 2024, there is a lot of difference. And if you talk about the scale of the company, there is a lot of difference too. Here we have only 10 people. Here we have more than 50,000 people, right? The company started in a single room, and now it has presence across India, pan-India, right? Now, Rahul is asking that fine, that this company has started in 2007, good to know. But why do we have servers there, right? And what exactly these people are doing? And Anjali is responding, right? That these guys have servers so that if this guy, means A, wants to exchange some file with this guy B, what exactly he does from his laptop, he put this file into the server, and this guy can take this or fetch this file from the server, right? Simple file transfer protocol. Maybe the FTP server is running right here. And then Rahul is just thinking, what is that? Why don't they use cloud, right? We all use cloud. There is no problem with respect to sharing file now. We just upload file on Google Cloud, right? And anybody can see that, right? Anybody can download that file. And that is where Anjali is explaining the same thing to Mr. Rahul. Mr. Rahul, we are talking about 2007. There was no cloud then, right? And that is where we need to understand few things. Because most of the time when I explain all these things, people say, no, these are not relevant. Absolutely, these are not relevant now. But during that time, this was relevant. And then people ask, if that is the case, why we are just putting our brain into those things which are not there? Believe me, to understand new things, to understand new technologies itself, we need to understand from where exactly they have come from. For example, if I say a journey from 2007 to 2024 in the era of only switching has changed a lot. At that time, we used to have VLANs, and if there are VLANs, then we used to have lots and lots of loops. To avoid loop, we have spanning tree protocol, right? And then basically spanning tree protocol, which was a problem solver, now again became a problem in maybe 2014 or 15, and that is where we have moved from VLAN to VXLAN and other technologies. If you do not get what exactly the VLAN is, what exactly the problem solved by STP, it is very difficult to understand why VXLAN come into picture. I should not use these technological terms in the first session, I know, but I just want to emphasize on one thing. If we are talking from scratch, the meaning is we want to understand why there are so many designs and design changes. Whatever was making sense, whatever the design making sense in 2000 and 2008, why it is not making sense now? We need to understand that. And that was the simple question from Rahul, that why these guys were not able to use cloud, and the reason was there was no cloud. And the second thing is there was no such requirement. There are 10 people sitting inside this room. They just want to share a file, and these guys just put a server, FTP, and then they can share this file with each other. As simple as that, right? Now, Mr. Rahul is saying, okay, that is fine. I understand that maybe these guys are working on the website of Sports India Private Limited so that people can come from outside and order their stuff, right? Maybe somebody want to purchase a cricket bat or ball. Where exactly he is going to see that, right? And that is where these guys are working on the website. Pricing and lots. Everybody is sitting, the CTO, the CFO, and the CEO in the same building, along with some of the brightest mind here, right? They are working on the website development. They are working on some of the applications like which are needed for their salary management, vendor management, and lots of things, right? But the whole thing is, in 2007 and 2008, they started in a single room with only 10 to 12 people. As simple as that. Okay. By the way, in the meantime, if you feel that Vishnu, some things are not making sense, or maybe if you have any doubt, just raise a question, and if I see a hand raise, I will definitely come back and answer your question. Maybe after 20-30 minutes, I will take a pause and answer all those questions. Having said that, let's move to the next board. And here, interesting. So now, Rahul is saying that it is looking nice room, right? I can see some servers, I can see some desktop, laptop, printers. But do you know, Anjali, how a network engineer sees this room? It is going to be very, very interesting, right? We do not see this room filled with people. We see this room filled with equipments. I am seeing that there is a laptop, there is a desktop, there is a printer, and maybe they need internet connectivity also. They need IP address also, right? I am talking, and from now on, we will be seeing all these things from the viewpoint of a network engineer, right? We have to draw some line. Otherwise, a company, and if you want to understand all of its things, it is going to be very, very, means it is not going to complete in six or seven classes, right? So we will be seeing everything from the network engineer's perspective, from the network designer perspective. So a particular network engineer is not going to see all these laptop or something. He's going to, or the humans in this, he or she will see this diagram. And it's very, very interesting, right? From this room here, whatever you are seeing, right? From this room, Mr. Rahul sees exactly this. The diagram on the right hand side, if I draw a line between them, right, this is what is seen by Mr. Rahul. I know here in this group there are many people, right? They are very, very advanced in network design, but be with me, guys, right? There are many people who are just starting the journey, right? And everybody is going to have something in upcoming 5 or 6 classes. So, as I mentioned, we will be starting from scratch, and Rahul is seeing this this room filled with 10 people as with, and he's seeing a switch here, and the switch is connected with a desktop machine with Ethernet cable. I think you all know about it, right? And then we have this printer, which is also connected with the Ethernet cable to the switch, and we have the server also. We have some laptops, and these laptops are capable of doing Wi-Fi, right? Means they can send data over the wire, without a wire, sorry for that. And that is why we haven't connected the laptop with the switch. We have connected the laptops with this strange looking device, but I think you all know about it. This is your home router. If you see that your home router has some antennas, and there it is actually emitting some signals, right? And the signal, whatever I have drawn here, right? The signal is that these two devices are actually doing communication over this wireless medium, right? So before moving further, I just want to check the pulse. Nandini, are you able to hear me? Is
Yes,
everything
you
going
are
fine?
audible.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So this router is connected to this switch, and the switch has connectivity with all these things. And believe me, if you are absolutely new, maybe 6 months or 8 months, if you are not able to understand this diagram, that is also fine, because we will be talking about it in detail in upcoming sessions, right? Because if you get this diagram, believe me, most of the technologies which we will be learning, right, or the most of the design decisions which we'll be doing, it is going to be on the basis of this picture. Although this picture will be filled with some more equipments, with some more technologies, but the base is going to be same, right? It means that if you are new into this networking world, maybe 6 months or 8 months, and if you have done your CCNE, you all know that if you connect few devices which are capable of doing networking, right, to the switch, then they can communicate with each other without any problem. You just need to give them the IP address, and then they will communicate, right? And that communication is known as actually the layer 2 communication. And then basically, if we want to connect to different network, which we are doing here, so this network is our own network. So basically, the red circle which I have just drawn, this is your room, right? And Rahul doesn't see this room filled with people. Rahul is seeing this circle as a room, because for a network engineer, most of the things are router switches, right? And the devices. A network engineer also know that if we are created a network in this room, this is my local area network or LAN, right? And I need to connect my local area network to internet right here. And if I do that, then I need a device which is capable of doing routing between two different networks. One network is my LAN, the room, and the other network is the internet. And that is why I have put this router exactly here. So on one end of this router, I have internet. On another end of the router, I have my own local area network. As simple as that, right? Then Anjali is saying, Rahul, you are going too much into details of technology. Try to understand in 2007, what was the business goal of the company? And Rahul is saying, yes, we need to understand that too. Because after seeing this room, I know that what exactly is there in terms of networking, which is very simple. What Anjali is saying, as a designer, I think we need to understand the business goals also. And the business goal at that point of time was very, very simple. And they were saying, Sports India websites should always be up and running. Goal number one. Goal number two was, whatever the employees are working in this room, right, they can work without a problem. If they want to share a file, they can share a file easily, right? Goal number three was, we do not want to spend much in these networking devices, right? Because we have lot more to do with other things. And that is why they have only one switch here, and then one Wi-Fi router, and then one connectivity from the internet, right? So there are two costs associated with any business. One, right, where you buy things for the long term, right? And that is known as capital expenditure. As I mentioned, we will be using some terms, right? Because as a network designer in the long term, you need to understand few business related terms. So capital expenditure means that you need to spend a money, right, one time for a long period. For example, you need to just buy the switch, and you do not need to buy a switch again and again. So that is your capital expenditure, or capex. We also call it as a capex. But to manage and maintain your business, you need to spend money daily also, right? So that your business can work. And that is known as your operational expenses, or OPEX. I think you all know about it. If you don't, that is perfectly fine. That is why we are talking about. So the third goal is, we want to keep CapEx and OPEX low, right, with respect to all the business functions. But now, because we here are learning networking, and that is why we are more concerned towards networking capital expenditure and networking operational expenditure, right? And the number four, so basically CapEx and OPEX should be low, right? Now the fourth one is, and this is where the problem is, I'm not able to write it properly. And the last thing is that if there is a problem in the network, suppose if this router goes down, if this switch goes down, right, my business should continue. If that is the case, the meaning is we should have availability of another switch of another router, right? Because business continuity is very, very important. Suppose we are running Sports India site on this server, and somebody who is sitting right here wants to order a cricket bat or maybe a football, right? If the site is down, basically business is down, right? So we need to understand that at that point of time, and Anjali is saying this to Rahul, that there were only 4 requirements from the customer, and these are the business requirements, right? Website should be up and running, right? Although network engineer has nothing to say in this, because the website is running on the server. If the server got crashed, then website is down. But actually, from the networking point of view, the network engineer duty is that if the server is up and running, there shouldn't be any problem with respect to your networking infrastructure, so that this site cannot be accessible. We have to make networking infrastructure such a way so that this Sports India is always up and running. CapEx and OPEX should be less, right? It means that company in the initial phases do not want to spend more on these devices itself, right? The second requirement, all these employees absolutely should see things working. If they want to share file, they can, because I am just talking about one single application right now. Although this company is going to have lots and lots of application in future, but right now, if I see the application, what I see here, it is very simple. I see a FTP application. Because many guys get confused with it. What is the meaning of these application? Application is just nothing but the software piece, right? Which is very, very important for this organization. And indeed, FTP is, or this FTP server is important. and which is part of my networking infrastructure. If there is a problem in this switch, if there is a problem in this cable, of course, people are not able to share the file, and which is eventually a harm for the business, for this business, right? I think you get a little bit of gist that what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about how a specific network engineer sees this room, right? And then Anjali is adding a little bit more from the business perspective, that what business wants, right? Having said that, let's move to the next board and see what we have there. Okay, so sorry for this. Let me make it again.
So, enjoying learning? If you have reached till this point of the video, I think you are enjoying learning, and I just do not want to waste your time. I would like to say that if you want to see this complete course, this course is available on my website, which is www.bridgewire.com. Please have a look at it. And along with this course, there are so many other courses available. If you want to start your networking journey from the beginning, from the scratch, or if you are a seasoned networking engineer, please have a look at this website. So you can see here is my website. The link of this website is also available on the description area just below this video. Thank you so much and enjoy learning.
100%. Okay. I think this gets very slow now. Okay. So here you go. So now what I would like to discuss here is that Anjali put some business perspective here, and now Rahul is adding some more information with respect to technologies itself, right? So I have added few things here. I have added this user which is connected to the internet and how it is going to be impacting our network, right? And then I have drawn one home or house with one user, right? So according to Mr. Rahul, whatever we have here, this is my room. Inside this room, we have some laptops which are connected wirelessly to this router. And then we have this switch, then we have this router, desktop, printer, and this server. Of course, this organization has taken a service from internet. Maybe this internet service provider is Airtel. Airtel has given us a wire, and we have put this wire inside our Wi-Fi router. As simple as that. So Mr. Rahul is saying that I can see some technologies from here, that we have a switch here, and switch is responsible, means if you just connect few devices with this switch, just provide an IP address to these switches, and these IP address should be part of the same network, right? For that, you need to understand a little bit of IP subnetting, which is very, very easy, right? Which is a part of your CCNA syllabus also. If you want to understand from the decimal perspective, for example, if you know decimal, right? And I know that everybody knows decimal, right? Decimal means if you can calculate, if you know countings from 1 to 10, and then you can add or subtract. If you know this, you can do the calculation in binary numbers also, 0 and 1, right? You do not need to learn the mathematics behind 0 and 1. And I have done all such things over my YouTube channel, right? I will be sharing my YouTube channel name. So if you want to understand the subnetting, right? As I mentioning that if you put all these guys into one subnet, these guys will start communicating with each other. As simple as that. And we call this communication as communication at layer 2. You must be confused, Mr. Vishnu, you're talking about IP address, which is a concept of layer 3, and then you are saying this is layer 2 communication. Very, very interesting. Everything with respect to individual technologies, you can get them over my YouTube channel. But the whole sole purpose of this course is not to explain you the basics of networking. The whole sole purpose is to combine those technologies to create a design, right? To understand customer requirement and to create a design. As simple as that. We have this switch, and we are calling it as a layer 2. Right? And then we have this router which is connecting multiple networks, and that is doing the role as layer 3. And then few people say that what exactly other things we want. I have never given my laptop an IP address, and you are saying that we need to apply, or somebody has to apply, or somebody has to provide the IP address. It means that we are using some other technologies also, and that is known as dynamic host configuration protocol. The meaning is if you just connect your laptop to this Wi-Fi router, from somewhere it is going to get its IP address, and it's the responsibility of DHCP protocol, which is running over this router, to give this guy an IP address. You do not need to do anything. It means that if I talk about the technologies running on this simple network in one room, we have layer 2, basically switching. We have layer 3, little bit of routing we are doing here because we are connecting to different network. Then we have dynamic host configuration protocol, which is DHCP. Right. In this room, people are saying that I do not want to communicate using the IP address. I want to communicate using the names. And if you want to communicate using the name, you need to involve somewhere domain name system, which is DNS, which is also going to be right here somewhere. Then the fifth thing, which is very, very important, is network address translation. And you must be thinking, Mr. Vishnu, I never do this when we have a simple network. Believe me, this router, this guy is actually doing on behalf of you. But what exactly this network address translation means? The network address translation means whatever the IP address you get here on your private side of the network, means inside your room, if you check that, that is 192.168 series range, right? If you see in your home. Although I am just hiding lots and lots of information, it is not the case that only 192 series is your private range. There are some more range too. 10, 172 ranges are also, right, private. But I'm just giving an example that if your server is having 192.168 series IP address, then Airtel will say that no, you cannot talk with this private address because 192.168 can be with many other people, right? It means that there must be somebody who can take this IP address and convert that IP address into something which is known as public IP address. And this is the job of this router. It means that this router is doing network address translation. I am just writing the name of technology in this simple, very, very simple network, right? If you want to understand that, again, Bridgewire is there for you. My YouTube channel is there for you, right? So with respect to individual technology, believe me, if you want to have the same kind of experience, same thing, you have all those things. As I mentioned, the whole sole purpose of these sessions are the design. I'm just writing down the technologies, but I got carried away and I explained you the net on a very, very high term. So basically, it is just converting your private address into public address so that you can talk to public, right? Then what about this guy, right? This guy, who is he? So he is your customer, means he is the Sports India customer. What is the meaning? The meaning is simple. This guy wants to access the server on which your Sports India website is running. If that is the case, then we should have, or we should see somebody from outside can come like this and access my server. Of course, security should be there. And that is where I'm going to write secure edge. How I'm going to make it, I do not have any idea. But let's see. Just understand. Just try to understand the technologies which are going to be there in the simple network, right? If you want to understand them, you can. Last thing is, who is this guy with the home, right? With this house. You all know inside this 10 people room who were sitting here, the employees of Sports India, there is one founder, CDO, and other things, right? And this guy, founder, is saying that I have a lot of work today, so I cannot come to office today, and I would like to work from home because I have to go somewhere else, right? If that is the case, I have to give this guy access so that he can come over internet and can access this room. Maybe he want to access some file on this server, right? Very important file. If that is the case, we have to make sure that this guy can come via internet and can access this server too, which is the company's server, right? And this is what known as your virtual private network. Right now, I'm sitting at home. If I want to access any server inside, for example, if I want to check few things in Workday, right? I can definitely make a VPN connection using the AnyConnect, right? That is what exactly you do. When you are sitting at home and you want to access any of your company resources, you make a VPN and then come here, right? So see this in the simple home, in the simple network of 10 people, what are the different technology involved? I maybe forget some technologies, but these are mainly which are there, right? So maybe a homework for you, just have a look around this technology. What is the meaning of layer 2? What is the meaning of layer 3 DSC? Because from today's class, we will be talking about what exactly you need to have at layer 2, because this system or this network is very, very simple. Because we haven't considered anything in this network, right? If this switch goes down, then it goes down, right? How the server is going to be reachable, although you have the answer that we are going to replace the switch, but then there is a downtime, right? Can't we have two different switches here? And can we connect this server with two different switches? If that's the case, how the things are going to work, which we will be understanding in upcoming sessions. We will understand that what are the criteria to select this switch. You can see various interfaces here, right? 24 interfaces. Maybe what is going to happen if we have more than 24 devices, right? If that is the case, which switch we are going to buy, or maybe we can go buy another switch and then connect them together. This is the whole sole idea of this total design series. But from this board, the takeaways are very, very simple. The takeaways are, right, that in a simple network, you can see all such technologies, right? Having said that, I would like to talk about the various traffic flows, but in the meantime, Nandini, if we have any hand raise, or maybe I am open for some time, maybe for 5 minutes, if you guys have any question. Although today's discussion was quite generic, out of 350 people here, I know that most of you already know. But if anybody, out of curiosity, have any doubt, any question, you can please let me know. Because these sessions are not going to have any meaning if you do not ask question. So if you are not getting even 2 + 2 = 4 in these design sessions, you are more than welcome, right? Please do ask them. Having said that, I don't see much hand raises here, right, Nandini?
Yeah, there is no hand raised, so we are good.
Perfect. So now, when we talk about network design, people talk about traffic flows, right? What is the meaning of traffic flows? Traffic flows is just simple. It is the direction, or it is the total flow of information, right? And how exactly it is happening from where to which router to which switch. Suppose I would like to showcase one traffic flow between this device, which is my laptop, or sorry, which is my desktop, and I have given this guy a command to print something from this printer. What is going to the traffic flow? It is very, very easy. The command will be traveling over the switch and then coming back like here, right? Very easy. If this laptop wants to go out, and one interesting thing, you must be wondering that, Mr. Vishnu, why you have this north, south, west, east thing here, right? Directions. Because people say that this is my east-west traffic flow. People say this is my north-south traffic flow. What is the meaning? The meaning is, if the traffic direction is from here to here, means from west to east or east to west, this is your east-west flow. So basically, whatever I just showcased you, it is my east to west or west to east traffic flow. Very, very easy. Let me give you another example. Suppose we have this laptop right here, right? And this laptop wants to access internet. Maybe some server is here, google.com. How it is going to do that? Let me draw it with separate color, maybe with a green color. It will go over this wireless medium into your router. Then it will reach to internet, and from here it is. For sure, it is not the east-west traffic flow, guys, right? It is going from here towards here. And that is known as, and of course, it is not about one direction, it is about both the directions. So people call this as a north-south traffic flow. So do not get confused with the term. These are basically so that we can understand it well. So if customer is saying, I have a specific requirement on my north-south traffic flow, so basically he is just coming out from its LAN towards any another network, right? Because from whatever I understood, right, till now, this is my local area network on which my complete team of 10 people is sitting, right? If they are talking among themselves, then it is an east-west traffic flow. And if they're going out to talk somebody else towards the north, it is going to be a north-south traffic flow, as simple as that, right? So if I talk about this guy, this is your customer who wants to purchase something. So it means that another traffic flow, let me draw it with some other pen, maybe the sky blue color. It will be like this. It will be accessing your Sports India website, which is running on the server. And the last traffic flow is of your Mr. CEO, who is sitting inside his house and want to access anything on this server. or maybe you want to communicate or want to access this desktop here, then here is another traffic flow, which is basically maybe with the pink color, like this, right? So do not worry. In upcoming sessions, we will be talking these traffic flows a lot. But in the first session, I just want that you understand that this is even in a simple network of 10 people, you see all these things, right? So we know what devices are there, we know what technologies are there, we also know what are the different traffic flows, what next? The next thing is we want to understand the journey of this enterprise network, but we are just talking about 10 people. So now let's talk about what is going to happen when we move from 10 people to 500 people, right? From 500 to 3,000 people, from 3,000 to 50,000 people. What is going to change? Of course, requirements are going to change. Of course, CapEx and OpEx is going to change. Of course, business goal is going to change, right? Is it? Maybe you can think about whether the business goal is changing or not, right? So let me move to the next board. And here is the problem with my, okay, I think I can move now. Okay. So now let's talk about what is going to happen when we have 500 employees. So now Anjali is saying that around 2010, 2009, right? This company products were really, really famous. Everybody wanted to buy Sports India cricket bat, right? And that is why we are having more and more employees. Now there are no 10 employees there. There are more than 400, 500 employees. And that is where Sports India just took this building on rent. Every floor has 150 employees, 100 to 150 employees. If there is a case, basically the number of employees are 500. And of course, we cannot run 500 employees infrastructure with just single switch and a router. And that is why I am having more switches, right? I have shown you one, but maybe you have more switches per floor here and here, right? And then basically we have another pair of switch, which is known as distribution. Why we require another pair of switch along with this, right? We will be talking about it. But see, the technology is changing from 10 people when we move to 500 people. Now we see two different pairs or two different type of switch. This is known as the distribution switch. This is known as the access. Why access? Because people are accessing the network by connecting this access switches. Why distribution? Distribution means to distribute the traffic. Do not worry, we will be talking about it. But if you have heard about 2 tiers, then this is the architecture, access and distribution. And then basically we have internet. Again, we have the customer here, and again, Mr. CEO is right here, right? Something changed here based on the requirement, and we will be talking about those requirements, because one of such requirement is I do not want that if one of my switch fails, right, my entire people in this 500 people should not complain that they cannot access the internet, because if one switch goes down, suppose if I have only one switch connecting here, right, it's a problem. It is going to be bottleneck. That is why I have 2 switches, but we will be talking about it. So the whole sole intent in today's class is not to show you that why we have included another distribution layer here. The whole sole purpose is that, see what things are changing. Now Sports India is saying, I am ready to spend on capital, or I'm ready to give you more capital expenditure. But I do not want that this person, I always want that this person should get my access to Sports India, which is running somewhere inside this building, right? Many of you must be thinking, where is the data center in this? Believe me, we will be talking about it. But right now we are just seeing an enterprise which is just coming out from 10 people. Now they are 500 people. They have this entire building, they have internet connectivity, and everything is going to be same, right? But believe me, in terms of technologies, we will be introducing here VLANs. We will be introducing here spanning tree also, Ether channel, switched virtual interface, first hop redundancy protocol like HSRP, VRRP. If you are confused with this name, believe me, these are just the CCNA level networking things. And every technology or every simple topic has its importance. You need to understand them. right? Even if you want to deploy in this building software-defined access, which is the recent technology for the campus network to build such kind of network, right? If you have this understanding of the basics, believe me, this is going to be very easy for you. I have worked with lots and lots of engineers who are good with respect to individual technology, and also they understand the big picture. Those are the best engineers I have ever worked, right? Now, around 500 employees, technology changed, architecture has changed. Now what is going to happen? Anjali is saying this Sports India was actually growing at a very fast pace. Now, even in just next 1 year, they have 3,000 employees, and for that they have taken 3 more such buildings. And if that is the case, if they have bought 3 more such buildings, how these diagrams look like now, right? Very, very interesting. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. So what is happening here? We have this building, right, where almost 100 people work, sorry, 1,000 people work. And then very near to this building, maybe inside the Delhi in the same vicinity, maybe 200 meters apart, they have another building, and they have another building, right? They have the same set of switches here also, and they have introduced one more layer of switch now. Why we have introduced one more layer of switch? We will be talking about it, right? And then they have the interconnectivity between them. The link which you are seeing in the green color, those are a little bit different there. Your layer 2 links, what is the difference between layer 2 and layer 3 links? Again, you just need to think about it. You just need to learn about it, right? Because if we discuss those fundamentals, then basically this session or this design course is never going to complete. So the individual things, whatever we are talking about, just have a look at the YouTube channel. You will be finding it very easy there, right? So now, see, the things have changed. We have introduced one more layer of switches here, right? And this architecture actually was known as your 3-tier architecture. And along with the layer 2, we have introduced some of the routing here. For example, OSPF or EIGRP, or maybe some other protocol like ISS. Why we are doing it? Very interesting, and we will be talking about it. So I just showcased you from 10 people to 500, and then we have 3 different buildings here. Requirements are going to change, right? Sports India is now looking for that. They do not want that if any single piece or any single switch or router goes down, they do not want much impact on the business. They still want whatever the applications they have, they should run very well, right? Now we have reached to 1 hour. 1 hour, guys, right? If you guys have any doubt, any question, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we will be making it from 3,000 employees to 5,000, 50,000 employees. So the whole sole point is, I just want to showcase you how this enterprise is changing with respect to employees. But in upcoming sessions, I will be talking about the technologies which are some of the basic requirement from the company, from this Sports India, and how we are going to convert those basic requirement into the design. Which switch we are going to select, right? We will be talking about it. So in this picture of whatever previous technology we were using were right there, right? But along with that, we have 3D architecture, and we have included routing, OSPF, and EIGRP. As simple as that. Now, let's talk about what is happening next. So Anjali is saying in around 2015, 16, 18, this company has gone pan-India, presence across nation, right? We see lots and lots of branches everywhere across India, and Sports India Private Limited is everywhere. They have more than 500 branches, or you can say sites, right? And they have big network. Now, how exactly their network is looking like, right? So as Rahul is pretty much, Rahul is more focused towards the network portion. Anjali is showcasing him a big picture, and now Rahul is saying, Anjali, I totally agree with you with this picture, but believe me, if a network engineer wants to see this, he would like to see this, right? So we have this network here, which we just built, right, with 3 buildings, which are in very close, which are located pretty closely with each other, and we have connecting them with the switches and these Ethernet cables, right, and these are connected to internet. And now one more interesting thing is coming, right? Internet is provided by the service provider like Airtel, Jio, and so on. These service provider also give us more services, and that and one of such services is MPLS. If you want to connect your multiple different sites, because you can see now that this is my Delhi office, which is having 3 different buildings, and in every building more than 1,000 people are there. We have, because now this company is across India, right? We have Bangalore office, maybe 1,000 employees. We have Hyderabad office, we have Mumbai office, we have Pune office. Now we need connectivity between them, guys, right? We can connect them over internet. Previously, we were just talking about this Delhi campus, right? We have connected them. Now we are talking about different buildings in different part of India. And that is why we are taking the help of service provider. If we want to build the private network, we will be using MPLS. If we want to build this network over internet, we will be using internet, right? And you must be thinking, Mr. Vishnu, is it the case that we are sending the information over this internet? Then there are so many unwanted guys on internet who can steal our data, right? And that is where lots and lots of technologies are there to secure your data. Believe me, security is something which I really like, but I would like to keep security portion a little bit away from now. Otherwise, it is going to be very difficult to include security also. So we won't be understanding this complete network from the security perspective, but maybe soon we can introduce secure your campus or entire enterprise network, right? From scratch, we can talk about it. But right now, I just want to move a little bit away from the security. So the technologies which are responsible to connect your Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Delhi site with each other, those come in a specific areas of technology which is known as wide area networking, right? Where is that? Wide area networking. The meaning of wide area networking is just simple. Use service providers or the guys who are across India to connect your various branches. In fact, this network is quite a bit looking similar to the Cisco's network because we have Cessna, right? Cessna campus. Inside Cessna campus, we have lots and lots of buildings which are in close proximity, right? Building 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 18 is there, right? 17 is also there. And those are making this network, right? Network of building which are closer to each other. And believe me, guys, this is your campus network. It's huge if you talk about Cisco's network. More than 10,000 people sit here. Here in Sports India, almost 3,000 people are here. Maybe more than 10,000 also in Cisco campus. And we have Cisco building in Pune, we have in Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and how they are connected, maybe over internet, maybe over MPLS. Maybe IT guys can give more clear picture on this, but the whole sole point is not to understand Cisco's network. The whole sole point is to understand how a typical enterprise network looks like. We have the campus network right here. We have different branches. And of course, in these branches, we will be having routers and switches just like this, right? So it is again another campus, which is in Bangalore, right? Maybe Mumbai is smaller, maybe say 100 employees are there, but still we need to build the LAN or the local area network right there also. It also comes into the category of campus, right? So we have we have a network in Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Delhi, right? And the network which is connecting them together, the technology which is connecting them together, it is your wide area networking. And right now, Cisco is leader in that. We have software-defined WAN, right, for this. And if you talk about the campus networking solution, we have software-defined access. I'm talking about the latest, the right now technology which customers are using, right? But there is a journey towards SD-Access and SD-WAN, right? We will be talking about from the 10 people to 500 people. SD-Access was not there, but still network were there and everything was working fine. But now people are choosing SD-Access because the requirements have got changed, right? So where exactly, so what you are seeing right here is your complete enterprise network. Although some pieces are missing because people must be thinking that where the data center of these companies are, because most of the company do not put these servers like FTP server or this server where website is running into the campus network. They take its place, right, and put all the servers there, and which becomes the center of the data or the data center, right? And again, this data center is going to be connected like this. So mostly all of the servers will be right here into the data center. And now even we are moving away from the data center because cloud is solving that problem for us. We do not want to spend in operational and capital expenditures right here, right? Because managing and maintaining the data center requires a lot of money. So what we do is we move our servers into this cloud, Azure, or maybe Amazon Web Services, or maybe Google Cloud Platform, anything, right? This is how a complete enterprise network looks like, right? It consists of a data center, maybe. It consists of wide area networking, which connects all of your individual sites, right? This consists of campus networking, branch networking, right? So what is the whole soul agenda? So this is the big picture, guys, I was talking about from the beginning, right? You need to understand what we will be learning today. We are not going to learn how to design WAN. We are not going to learn how to connect these websites, right? We are not going to learn how to design this complete DC. We are not going to learn how to design this complete enterprise. We will be focusing on this yellow piece right here, right from here, the campus design. It is just a piece of the bigger enterprise network. People ask, Vishnu, are we talking about the design of this Bangalore building also? Absolutely yes, because it can be my campus, it can be my another. See, this is a huge site, right? Just like if you consider Cisco, Bangalore is a huge site, right? There are 11, 12 buildings out there, right? But if we talk about maybe in Mumbai, we have a small presence there. Similarly, Sports India maybe have a small presence, but we still do need a network there in Mumbai. We do need a network there in Hyderabad, and so on, right? Really interesting. And I could see even after 1 hour and 10 minutes, we have around 300 people. So thank you so much, guys, for being with me, right? And if you have any doubt, any question, please raise your question. And we are just finishing this session in another 5 minutes. Thank you for being patient with me. Having said that, I think we are all good till now. So
there is one question, Vishnu, from Akshay Deshmukh.
Yeah.
So he's asking, as per the diagram, is it recommended to route traffic out of the network via the core switch?
Via the core switch. We will be talking about it, do not worry. So you have just asked the question of third session in the first session, but amazing question, believe me. When we talk about these 3-tier architecture, when we discuss why we have introduced core, we will be talking about exactly this traffic flow. So just wait till 2 more sessions. But thank you so much for your question. What was the name, Nandini?
Akshay Deshmukh.
Akshay. Thank you so much, Akshay, for your question. Now, as I mentioned that one more piece, we have introduced data center also here, right? And along with the data center, we have this cloud also, internet connectivity also. And what we have just done, we have taken all the servers from campus network, whatever side, like the file transfer server, right? We also call them, by the way, applications, guys, right? For example, to run your WebEx, we need to have one server, right? And that server will be here in the data center. To run if you go back in 2010-11 era, and if you are using your email, we have the email server also. The DHCP and DNS, which we were talking about, which were responsible for providing the name resolution and IP address, these servers are also in the data center. Most of the companies like this, right? But due to recent advancement in cloud, not recent, actually, this is happening from last 9 or 10 years, right? People are moving away from the data center. They're shifting these server into the cloud, right? Again, the number one factor was OpEx and CapEx, right? So we will be using this term heavily. And then in this data center, because it is a center of your data, it is a responsibility of the network engineer to secure this data. That is why we are having this firewall, this wall, right? And again, we need, because this is the For example, right now, if you want to access your work day, right, what exactly you do when you're sitting at your home? You make a VPN connection. What exactly is VPN connection? Believe me, I will be talking about it. Then you come from here to here via firewall, and then you reach to the server where this application is running, whose name is Workday. Just like that, there are many organizations, many applications. For some organization like healthcare, they have some different requirement with respect to their applications, right? That this application should always be working. Otherwise, it is going to be a problem for my patients. It's going to be a problem as a business, right? I can tell you the traffic flows, but I know that now you all can understand the various things behind it. Now, if I go and talk about, and let's check what we have in the next picture. So we have different kind of enterprise network. For example, I know a lot of engineers here, design engineers have worked on the airport. This is the Bangalore International Airport. It looks like so, right? And we have this bank also. Every such organization has their enterprise network, right? HDFC Bank has their enterprise network, maybe more than 1 lakh people. We have some oil and gas businesses, right? They have their enterprise network. We have Air Force networks, right? Which is also having their enterprise network, right? So many people who are sitting in this room, right? In this WebEx room, basically they work on different kind of project. But now, just a request from you, doesn't matter if you're working on a specific piece, maybe the LAN side or the WAN side, or maybe the entire enterprise side, right? Just try to understand the entire network, the big picture, and it is going to give you, believe me, you will appreciate your work more. It is not like that if I am working on IP addressing or I am just working on the HSRP or OSPF, the individual piece. No, you are part of a bigger network, right? So it doesn't matter if you know the campus network design, whether it's a campus network of a airport, if it's a campus network of a bank, maybe oil and refinery business or anything, right? You can design it. As simple as that. Now, last, what exactly campus network is, I have explained to you that in this complete course, we will be talking about these networks. Nothing with respect to data center, nothing with respect to this wide area networking technology. So I think we all are very clear now that what we are going to learn as a part of this course, right? We will be building, we will be designing the campus network absolutely from scratch, right? So today's class was just to see the journey of enterprise network and where exactly campus network fits into that enterprise network. As simple as that. Now, we will be talking about in upcoming classes about this network only, right? Just like Cisco Cessna network, right? We are going to have multiple buildings. We'll connect them to the internet. We'll try to understand what these structures are. Why do we need so many switches, right? What this 3-tier architecture is, how it has evolved from 3-tier architecture to SDXs, and what exactly is the future. We will be talking about it, right? And now, how I would like to break down this complete course. So if you take a hammer, if you put that hammer into this campus network design with some power, it is going to give you 4 different pieces, and we will discuss these pieces maybe sometime together, sometime one by one. So to understand campus network design effectively, you should be having solid computer networking fundamentals, which I am not going to teach as a part of this course, by the way. If you want to, my website is there, my YouTube channel is there for you, and there are lots and lots of free courses available there. We will be talking about customer requirement analysis and how to come up from this customer requirement to design, right? I have seen many people here who are really good into this, right? Customer says a few things in layman language, and they understand how they are going to achieve it using technology. Believe me, this is a rare skill, which you can get easily by just understanding the requirement and understanding the technology well. We are going to talk about layer 2 and layer 3 design, which is very, very important. And last, we will be talking about WAN edge design. So these 4 pieces, number 1, which is very, very important. If you want to be a good network designer, your foundation should be absolutely solid, right? Having said that, now what are the prerequisite and expectations, right? I just want you to be curious. If anything is coming to your mind, just ask me. I will let you know why behind most of the things, and you all know knowing is important, but understanding is little bit different, right? Anyone can know. The point is to understand, and most of the classes most of the time we are going to spend in these classes is to understand various pieces of network design, right? Just be curious, guys. And last thing is the expectations from this course, right? The expectations means what should be your expectations from this course. So expectations are very, very simple, guys. If network design or the campus design means approximately 100 kilometers, right? I am going to walk with you for the starting 20 kilometers, right? But these are going to be very solid. You can walk slowly with me and then can run, but I will be with you from the starting 20 for starting 20 kilometers. And this is in every case, whatever the sessions I do, just I make sure that the basics or the foundations are going to be strong so that you can travel the remaining 80 kilometers by running or maybe by walking or maybe on your own journey. It is going to be your own journey. Having said that, this is what I wanted to cover as a part of first session. And in the next session, we will be talking about how to build the campus network of 10 people, 20 people, maybe 500 people, absolutely from scratch. Thank you so much. As I see more than 250 people still. Thank you so much, guys, for being so patient with me. If you have any doubt, any question, I will be here for next 10, 15 minutes. Anybody?
Yeah, Vishnu. So there is one more question in the chat from Virender, and he's asking, we will be talking about what things we need to keep in mind while selecting a network hardware.
Yes, we will be talking about it. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone else? Anjali, I'm just saying Nandini, you as Anjali. So sorry for that. These characters are in my mind. Nandini, so any other question you see? Or any hand raise you see? Because I'm not able to see the hand raises.
No, that's it. And Sankar is asking when will be the next session. Can you please share the schedule? Yes. So it's there in the group. I will share it again.
Yeah.
I will share it with you again.
Perfect. And one more thing, guys, if you like the session, please just give a thumbs up, maybe in the our group. Just write some good words because Nandini and means we are working a lot on these things, right? And your appreciation is going to be really, really a big booster for us. Thank you so much. Anybody else? And thank you so much for your hand raise, clapping, and yeah. Pankaj is saying it was a very good session. Thank you so much, Pankaj. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay. Perfect. Amazing session.
I guess,
yeah. By the way, my name is Vishnu, not Vishal. Thank you so much, but eager to join the next session. Perfect. Yanandri, any other question? I don't think we have, right?
No.
Perfect then. See you then, guys, in the next session, day after tomorrow, sharp at 2 p.m. Right? It is very difficult to keep people away after lunch, but this is what time we got. Maybe next time we will be having this before the lunch sessions, means next course or something. But for now, thank you so much again. Bye for now. See you in the next session.